you guys, and I'm just going to introduce them because they're awesome and they're some good friends of mine. So come on up, please welcome Micah Parker, Kayla, Ewell, and Chris Brochu. All right. Welcome, guys. Persia will be joining us.
What's up?
Howdy. How are you guys?
It's a little warmer today, yeah? A little bit.
It's much better. We don't have the blankets today. Oh, no, we do. I like the blankets.
They're cozy.
It could be like one of the three
I feel like I
shepherds.
don't need a blanket though. We're good for now. It's not too bad.
You've been talking about how not cold you are.
I also have like so many layers.
Like a professional.
I came prepared.
You came ready.
Yes, I got a text from the girls like it's freezing. Are these secure? That's my one question. We know that they are.
Was there an incident?
Our friends on the sky last night.
Viral.
Yes.
What happened?
It's a viral video.
Who saw it?
Fell forward?
Ooh. Who
Hey,
hasn't
how did
seen
I miss this?
Eyewitnesses, what happened?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
falling down.
And then Ian just stopped it with one hand, saved the day.
Kat, Nina, and Candace are all on stage. It starts to fall on Nina. Nina doesn't know she's talking away. Candace, with her mom reflexes, gets up and stops the thing. Kat follows, and then the other one starts to fall over. It was a whole thing.
Anita jumps up, she thought
It
it was
was
a spider
amazing.
or something.
It makes me happy. Well, let's not do that again. Let's hope they're secured and braced and all that good stuff.
We'll see.
They look good. Well, guys, I have a couple questions, and then I'm going to open up for you lovely people to ask questions because your questions are probably going to be better than mine. Mine are lazy. No, they're not, but I am curious. The job to you all definitely looks glamorous, right? But there's kind of nothing glamorous about being on set, and we know that it's down in the trenches, and it's a lot of work. Not only is it a lot of hours, a lot of commitment to your life away from family and whatnot, but also you take it home and you're studying and you're thinking about it. So that's all the work stuff. How do you guys take off the hat and like unwind and like connect to life? Like, what are things that you guys rely on to kind of ground you outside of the job, because it can kind of suck you in?
Nothing grounds you more than changing a poopy diaper.
Amen to that.
I could say that. Being a mom, you can be as cool as you want to be at these things or on set, and then you go home and like you are equal. It is the most grounding thing to be a parent.
That makes sense. Can I put a little stop right here? Please welcome Persia White to the stage, everyone. Here we are. So poopy diapers. So back to poopy diapers and falling things.
I was actually going to say the same answer, so.
But you don't have a baby.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
You changed your own
Correct,
poopy
yeah,
diapers.
yeah. That's how I stay grounded.
Well,
Okay, for me, I think I have this like lazy part of my brain, so whenever I'm working, I'm just completely focused on it, but then as soon as I'm done, I can like literally shut down all the windows in my brain and I let it go.
That's healthy.
I'm good at that. Because as soon as the job, like I focus on the job and I'm laser focused on it, do my best, and then as soon as it's done, I let it go. I
yeah.
just have to.
That makes sense. And the more supernatural and unrealistic I feel like, the more work goes into trying to understand and get it in your bones. It's difficult. So first, the question was like, based on how much work the job is, how do you take the hat off and how do you just connect and ground back to regular life to recharge so you can go back to work? So
I always like to do something that requires full attention to whatever that thing is, because it takes you out of wherever spin you got going on in your own head, because you got to focus on the task at hand. So I've been really into riding horses. It's been extremely therapeutic for me, and I absolutely love it.
English or Western?
Western.
Awesome.
And I love to play golf as well, because it's one of those things that requires full focus, and you're outside. It's nice. So those are kind of two very, very different worlds, golf and horses. But yeah,
It makes sense. That's good, man. What about you, Persia?
I like to wear different creative hats. So I like to sing and play piano and paint. So it's not that I think there's different areas of your mind gets activated with different types of creativity. But I do love all these different hats of creative elements in life. And then meditation, I think, is a big one. But really just trying to stay present which I think it's difficult for a lot of us, especially in the world with so much social, to just be in the room, even with you guys here, to just actually not wander off into a past scene or a past moment, just working on being here.
It makes perfect sense. Thank you all very much.
Love you too.
Oh, that's very sweet. Another thing that I think is cool about these shows, I always mention this, but it blows my mind, is how it started 15 years ago, and yet there's still an immense turnout always. Also with like Adrian and Luke, like in the grand scheme of the show, you guys had very like pinpointed, powerful moments that made a lasting impression. What do you think is unique about the show or the universe to where those moments are so memorable, you know?
That is a great question. And I don't know if I really have the answer for that. I think, timing is everything. And I am extremely blessed. I think I was a part of one of the coolest storylines on the show with the hybrids and, breaking the sire bond, and
Which was sexy, man. Sexy to watch. Did you guys enjoy the sire bond breaking moment? Everyone's like, absolutely,
That was
yes.
the very first scene I shot too.
Was it really? I was actually going to ask you that just because there is something about being on set and you don't know anyone and you're just doing a strange, shirtless on the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
Little
you gotta go for it.
booty shorts and
Yeah.
chains and sweat. No, it was baptism by fire. It was perfect. But yeah, I think just the timing of being a part of that storyline and then simultaneously being invited to my very first convention, I think those two things happening at the same time have allowed me to kind of stick around. I don't know how I'm still here. I'm extremely blessed. But yeah, being right in the meat of the series, season 4, was clutch. Totally clutch.
Makes sense, yeah.
And I think I got to come into like the family already. Like it was on for 5 seasons or something like that already. So I was very grateful that the fans received Luke. And I guess for me, when you're jumping into a family who's already emotionally involved, like their hearts are tied to these characters in this world. I think it's our job as actors, and the only way that I feel like I could have connected is, it's just my job to make sure that I care. Like I put the care into this character. Even if like however it ends up, I think if the attempt is earnest and you can feel that heart coming from the character or the actor, I think that's what might allow the audience to be more receptive to you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I try and keep all of those things, like, as long as we just focus on the work and we really like are grateful to be there and put that energy into it, like that's where most of my focus goes. Because everything else, like, my brain will eat me alive with it, so I gotta give it its parameters.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did you have something, Persia?
I think these are the most passionate, incredible fans ever. It's hard
Facts.
to
Couldn't agree more.
Like, they're so powerful, and whatever happened that they connected with is incredible because other shows don't have this. This is special, so I really do love the people I've been lucky enough to connect with, which we have this really cool thing going on. I'm lucky to have, but I just think it's unique what happened.
Agreed.
Very fortunate.
Agreed, and I feel like because now we've had a couple of these epic cons, and you guys all continue to show up, we're all a bit of a family, and it's cool to see the same faces and connect again, and oh, you got married, oh, this happened. It's a special experience, and I've talked to all of them, and we all really appreciate that. So, Persia, I have a question for you. You had a moment on the show of having all the power, being extremely powerful, and then having all of that taken away from you, which is something that it's just hard to wrap our head around. We're not a supernatural world, maybe we are, who knows. But in terms of, how do you wrap your head around that? Like, what would that feel like to have the power and have it taken away? Like, how do you approach that as an actor and make it real for yourself?
Well, it was a different kind of power because she was the first witch turned vampire. So she lost her witch powers but became a vampire, which was so exciting for me because I was like, I got on the show, I was like, oh, I'm a witch. Cool. I'm witchy, so that works. But then they were like, you're turning into a vampire. I was like, oh my God. this is a dream come true, because you don't get to see those transitions of two different types, other than the hybrids. And then it was funny because Joseph and Ian were fighting over who gets to convert me into a, which is not a bad thing, right?
It's a good place to be.
I was like, I'm a lucky girl. Yeah, it was really fun.
I love it. Thank you. Well, I'm going to open it up for you lovely people. If you have some questions, bring it on up. Ask away. Except Micah's not very nice, so I don't want to think twice about asking him a question. Don't ask him to reenact the Cirebon breaking though, but actually ask you should.
I've done it.
Have you
done
really?
it on stage?
I know it's cold, but come on.
Yeah, what's up with them booty shorts, my guy?
Yeah.
They're on under this.
Prove it.
Maybe later.
Hi there.
That'll be another freestyle session, Chris.
Oh yeah, last night. Can you guys tell us a little bit about last night? It should be a meet and greet.
Well, the long and the short of it is, we got done with the. Oh, was anybody at the concert last night?
Yeah, diehards.
So, we all were performing, we all stayed to the end, and then it was myself, Micah, and Ben on the way back to the hotel. And, maybe there was freestyle tracks that were put on in the car, and maybe Ben started rapping, and maybe he was good at it. And then maybe he passed it over to us, and maybe we didn't stop doing that for 4 hours. I don't know. But we might have been in our hotel room just rapping 3 married men.
Eating gummy bears.
At 1 a.m. I love you too, man.
Anyway, thank you for politely waiting. What's your name? Hello.
I'm Gabriella.
Hi, Gabriella.
My question is for Vicky. If you could have changed your death, have different character, die as you did, who would you want to die instead of you?
Oh no, you're asking me who I want to kill.
Who would you kill on the show?
I mean, what a great question, but also a really tough thing to answer. Let me think here. If I have to kill someone, oh goodness. Well, okay, if I'm Vicky and I'm thinking this way, I think she had that tumultuous relationship with Tyler, so I think it was kind of a toxic relationship. So we'll go Tyler. But in real life, I do not want to kill Michael Trevino. I think he's amazing. We'll just leave it at that. But thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi there. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Hunter.
Hi, Hunter.
Hi. If you could add any storyline to any show the TVDU, what would it be, or would you completely take away a storyline?
Okay, I'll go. I wanted Luke and Liv to be attached to Esther. I wanted them to be a part of the original Rich bloodline, and I wanted us to just come after the originals hard. I wanted the Gemini couple to just go off on something. If I would have merged with Kai, little sassy Luke with a vengeance would have been a freaking moment. So that's what I would have done.
Nice.
Is this selfish? I would have just expanded my own character. Is that? That's all I can think.
That's what I just did. I was literally no, I want to be the spin-off of.
Yeah, I would have just.
Talk about contracts. You're like,
stayed alive.
22 episodes, all episodes produced, please.
Yes. But I do think that Adrian could have had, a decent alliance with Tyler. I even think that it would have been really fascinating if, when Klaus showed up with me to kill me in the woods on that fateful evening, if in fact I had teamed up with Klaus, flipped the switch and betrayed everyone else, and then it was me and Klaus, because that's my favorite character. So team up with him would be cool.
Go ahead. I think I would probably. I think there's unfinished business between Vicky and Jeremy, and I always loved it together so much. And the fact that he didn't end up with someone in the end, and all of that. So that's what I would expand just for the character of Jeremy.
I think I would like to see the witches unite, the Bennett family and other witches unite and have a whole storyline where they became more of a enemy force united. Yeah, more witches.
Here for it. Here for it.
We like witches here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi. My question is, what was a moment where you guys felt like that while you guys were filming that you didn't think this was gonna work out, or you didn't like how it was wish it was like a different scenario happened?
For Vicky's death scene, initially Stefan was not the one who staked me. It was Elena. And so that would have been really cool. We shot that and it was in the can done. And then I had to fly back to reshoot it because they felt like it was, we needed Stefan to do it. So, but I love the vengeance and the sort of like fierceness that Elena showed within that moment. And so I think that would have been really cool. And there's also footage out there of that. So maybe we can leak it, just saying, it would be really fun.
I had to save Kat Graham when she was trying to reach, and there was the scene where we're together and she's telling her not to go to the dark side, and there's an explosion. We have these special effects, and it was supposed to be that the explosion occurs and it's pretend, but by accident they put all these rose petals, and the rose petals caught fire. So in the scene, Kat was actually at risk. So when I rescue her, she doesn't know that there's a literal fire all over. It blew up. And so I'm going, oh my God. You want to scream cut, but it's already happening. The pyrogenic guys, everyone's freaked out. Kat's screaming, crying, because she's in the scene. Like, she's in the moment. I'm going, okay, this is too much. I actually have to get her out of a burning room. Wow. So and it was hurting. Little pieces of fire were coming, and that was Enzo's death, and it was horrible. So I was, at that moment, now I'm like, sorry about that. Cut, okay, that was really good. But I'm like, Kat's like, what happened? Yeah, it was scary.
Nice. That's a tough question. I think maybe, again, for me personally, it was, I got really bad strep throat when I was shooting, and there was a part of me that thought, they're going to replace me because I can't come to work. And I was like, a short character. So I went and got a steroid shot and took a bunch of meds and went and worked anyway. And I told Paul, I was like, we were sitting in the cast chairs like this, and I think I just mentioned that I had strep throat. Like, he was so pissed. And I was like, now I'm really going to get fired. But it all worked out, and here we are. This is pretty good.
I like when you said like when something was maybe trying to get away from you in a scene. That's kind of how I took it. And there was this moment where we were about to shoot, and I was about to shoot with Ian, and one of the ADs or something I'd been chatting with, he was like, man, dude, you're always, you know your lines, man. You never drop a line. I was like, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then really as soon as I go action in front of Ian's face, I go, line? Just like the one thing, and then that voice in my head of like, you never forget a line. Just like paralyzed. And he was like, it's okay. And I was like, no, we got this. We can do this. Just back from the top, please.
Isn't it funny that as an actor, that's the nightmare? I know we've all had it, which is you're in your dreams, you're doing a play or something, and you don't know your lines, or it's in another language, and you get up there and everyone's looking at you like, it's just the worst feeling. And so to live that out at any moment is awful. It's a terrible experience.
And I've had like 3 of those dreams. And in those dreams, when I'm like going to set and we're about to shoot, I'm like, you're not prepared, but you're always prepared. What is going on right now? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And then I wake up and I'm like, geez.
Thank God.
Thank God.
It's just fear of failure.
It's just my subconscious trying to kill me. It's okay.
Awesome. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Kirsten Coulter, and
Hi, Kirsten.
my question is, what was y'all's favorite prop, or did y'all ever take any home after the show?
Ooh, I'm sure they did. Actors, we love to take stuff from the sets.
Only thing I took was a pair of socks. I didn't really get any core props.
Still something.
Honestly.
Do you still
I didn't
have these
realize
socks?
No.
You don't even care. You don't even
I don't
appreciate
even
the
care.
socks.
They got just mixed in.
Oh no. Oh no.
They give you a pair of socks with you. But I had socks on when I showed up. I was like, why am I changing my socks? But I did it, so, and then you leave with the socks because you.
Did you leave
Why
your
did I
socks?
take them off?
Did you leave the socks you wore to
I
set?
think I returned my socks to them. It was a trade
swap.
It was a sock swap.
So the show was on for 8 years. Vicky died in season 1. Every time Vicky came back, she wore the same pair of pants. Who wants to fit into the same pair of pants for 8 years? Luckily, they had some stretch. But at the end, that was always my biggest fear. Every time I came back was like, will the pants fit? Oh God. It's been like 5 years. Are the pants still gonna fit? And so I kept those pair of pants as a trophy. I still have them in my closet. In fact, I just cleaned my closet out and I went, nope, Vicky pants are staying. And they're a brand called Guess, and they are super stretchy. And you know, I think I'm gonna have them forever.
Did we try that on recently?
I have not. I'm always too scared to. But maybe after this I will.
Maybe just, yeah.
Just for
for
fun.
you. Just
I'll
for
let you all know.
So yeah, I have mine too. I have my jeans. Well, they liked my jeans I was wearing so much that they bought a dupe of my jeans. But I ended up wearing mine a lot. And I found mine when I just moved it. I fit them. I was like, yes!
Good for you. That is round of applause.
Yeah, but you have yours too.
Yes.
Do you have anything, Chris?
The one thing that kind of jumps to mind is Penelope one time really liked to mess with Chris Wood, and she kept stealing the back of his chair, like this cloth right here that has his name on it. And so it happened like 2 times or something, and Chris started to get kind of frustrated. He's like, where's the back of my chair? And Penelope is just like this little fairy, like, you'll never know. But I was driving home one evening after a late shoot, and I put the window down because I'm trying to stay awake. It's a late night, and all of a sudden I just hear like, I'm like, what's going on right now? And this like fabric is like blowing by my head, and I look at it's Chris Wood's, the back of Chris Wood's chair. And I called Penelope, I was like, oh, sick, yeah, okay, so I got it. What do you want to do? She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I have Chris Wood's thing. She's like, oh, I thought I put it in Chris's car, but I put it in Chris's car. Okay, so we'll figure something out. So then I brought it back to her, and then we somehow gave it to Chris without him knowing. So
Nice.
that's who did it.
So you stole that for like a day accidentally.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone stole mine on set. It just came, there was no, everyone else had cast chairs because we got our names on them. Showed up one day and it was just gone. So I just sat like it for, a month. I just didn't have a chair. I just, whatever, it's fine. And one day I asked the prop guy, I was like, hey, what happened to my chair? And he's like, you took it home. I go, no, I did not. I absolutely didn't. He goes, oh. So yeah, someone stole it. Do you guys remember in Legacies the mask that Ethan wore? He was trying to be a superhero. I have that in my garage. Yeah, I was pretty proud of that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi, my name is Jessica. My daughter over there.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi, daughter over there.
Abigail, my name.
Hi, Abigail, daughter over there.
If you could change anything about your character's storyline, what would it be?
Lots more episodes. That would be neat.
Just more FaceTime, I guess. I'll say it again. I think Luke's character merging with Kai would have been hilarious. It would have been very, very fun. So I'll stick with that.
I really loved playing Matt's older sister. I thought that was really a fun thing, and I'm an older sister as well in my life. And so Vicky being a ghost would have been really lovely for her to come back more, and I think have a positive influence on him and him have a positive influence on her. I really love their dynamic together. I also just love the idea that she'd just pop up sometimes, in scenes with him. And so I think I would love to have explored how they could have changed each other in life. And that would have been really fun.
I just think it would have been nice to be a better mother. It's hard to be so evil. To have some kind of a man, that would have been nice. I mean, they had a minor event, but it would have been nice to develop a good mother-daughter relationship.
Heard.
Yeah, I guess the first would be, to have stayed alive longer so that we could have something happen. But then maybe a love interest. It was really Phoebe that kind of screwed me over. But I think it was, when you're young and you kind of take on the person that you like, I think that's what was going on. And we would have got together. It would have been nice.
Whatever you can tell yourself, buddy.
Sensing a little crush on Phoebe.
So you wanted
She got engaged, I'm so sorry.
I'm married too.
I know.
Thank you so much.
For you too.
Oh, me? Definitely probably wouldn't have died that part. No, I think I would have liked Ethan to have figured out how the hell to use his powers a lot quicker. Because we had like 8 episodes of just terrible usage of powers. Just couldn't figure it out for anything. So probably figure it out a lot sooner.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello.
My name's April.
April.
April 12th.
Yes.
For all of you, if this has happened, like obviously you've done more than the Vampire Diaries universe. So, what has been a moment in your lifetime that you were like out somewhere and you're like, oh, people know me?
Any like specific memorable moment or unique moment of that sort being recognized?
This show, it wasn't sure if this show was going to be a hit, right? We didn't know that it was going to be a hit or not. So when we first shot the pilot, everyone was just excited to work, right? Then episode 2 comes, it wasn't until episode 7 that the show was actually even airing on television. And I remember I was back in LA and I went to In-N-Out Burger, which is like a local burger place, right? And I'm going to take a deep bite into my cheeseburger and someone's like, Vicky? And I'm like, oh. And it was the first time someone had noticed me as that character specifically. And in that moment, I sort of realized like, oh, I think this show is something. You know, you always hope when you work on something that it will become something that means this, and for years to come, we can all celebrate it. And so that was that inkling of this might actually be something really special. So yeah, every time you eat a cheeseburger, I think of that.
That's super cool.
So Vampire Diaries was my very first show ever. So I was very, 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 very new. And so once that was over, I was just establishing myself in LA. So I went back to working at a bar, and I was waiting tables and, busy night, clearing tables off. And then someone goes, Adrian? Oh, Adrian. I was like, is that me? And they're like, yeah, you're in the Vampire Diaries. And that was the first time it ever happened. And I was like, yeah, that's me. Can I get you another beer? So it was, it was a nice moment, but also like, not expecting that when you're bussing tables and busting your ass, working at a bar. Yeah.
The one that pops into my mind, which is just kind of funny, was the other day I was at the airport. I was in line for Chick-fil-A, and the girl at the counter is like taking somebody's order, but she's like looking at me, and I'm 7 people maybe away from the counter, and so she's looking at me, and then over like 7 people, she goes, "You famous?" And I was like, "No." She goes, "Lemonade mouth," and I was like, "What?" And then she ended up taking my order, and I was like, how old are you? She's like 18. I was like, I cannot believe that you know Lemonade Mouth. Right on, thank you so much. See you later.
That's exciting.
That's so sick.
It's so funny.
I was actually on my first series was that had like people recognize, it was called Breaker High, and it was a high school show that shot in Canada with Ryan Gosling. And it was so funny because we're shooting in Canada, and you just like she said, you don't feel like anyone's. And our demographic was age 7 to 14, so it was all the little kids, mainly 7, 8, 10-year-olds. And I remember going to pick my daughter up from school, and this mob of little kids came running, and my daughter was like, "What is going on? What's happening?" And she was so little; she was really tiny, and I was like, "What's happening?" And they were just hugging me. They were hugging my legs, but they were all here, and I was in a sea of cute. That's what I thought what it was to be famous. I didn't know about adults. I thought it was just this big hug from little kids. So it was really sweet.
Yeah,
So sweet.
Although my daughter was mad when we got home. She goes, "They can't do it."
Yeah, you're her mama.
Mine.
Yeah.
I had a weird experience when I was on the show Kicking It. I was, right, so you guys know it. I was doing this like fundraiser at the House of Blues, and Slash was there, and I'm a guitar player, and I love, Slash is amazing. And so I went up to him and I was like, "Hey man, I just want to tell you I'm a big fan." And he looked at me and he was like, "You're the dude on Disney." And I was like, that's how I knew him, man. I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard of. And he told me his kids watch they watched Kicking It, and they kept telling him to shut up while he was playing guitar. And I was like, wow, that's a bit of a moment. So that was a really cool moment for me.
Did you tell your parents this story?
Absolutely.
That would be
100%. The first people I told, yeah, I was very excited. So, yeah, good question. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We have time for one more.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Mari. I'm very grateful to be here, and some of you have been interactive with me off the panel. I appreciate all of you. Kayla, you're very beautiful. I wish you had more screen time too.
so kind. Thank you.
So my question is, I mean, you guys are actors, you do your own stunts. Have you ever gotten an injury during that?
Injuries.
Yeah, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure. I did a movie with Scott Eastwood. It was called Dog Patrol, and he has to do CPR or like push on my chest. I'm pretty sure like my sternum popped. Like, cause it'll pop every once in a while. I was like, why does that happen? I was like, I went right all the way back to the beach. Oh, just this guy just like hit my sternum. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I think that's what happened. It didn't hurt, but like I moved and it like popped and I was like, that's
not supposed to do that.
That's normal now.
Nice.
So that's that, I guess.
Anyone else injuries?
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, I've been hurt a couple times.
Yes.
I have. I've gotten hurt a few times. I did some stunts for a TV movie with Ron Perlman that he did all this martial arts. And the guy I'm supposed to be fighting, he's actually an ex-Navy SEAL. They put you with these real ex-military people, and I'm a girl, I'm a small girl, and he's supposed to fight me, and he slams me against the wall, and my crack, and I got a big, it hit my face, and it broke part, and then we keep going, and then I ended hurting my leg too. He was like throwing me, and he got so angry, he got really into it, kind of like lost it a bit. And it was my birthday, I didn't tell anyone. Just like, happy birthday, Persia. And a big bruise, but you know, you just keep going with the adrenaline.
Wow. Ouchie.
Did you have bruises after?
Yes, they had to do CGI to cover half of my face because it was so.
Sounds like this man just beat you up.
No, it was because we were in Mexico in this. It was like an old Texaco compound, so it was very rugged and you know, it's real. It's not like we have sets here.
Yeah.
And it's like you hit a wall, and it's not necessarily like a real wall. A real wall.
It's padded.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're okay. That's serious.
Weird birthday.
Weird birthday.
I've been pretty lucky, I guess. I haven't really had any injuries, but I did get punched in the face once as well. Oh, yeah, there was that one too. Chris actually punched me in the face once and drew blood.
It was accidental. We did it.
I forgot about that.
I know. I just remembered it. I was like,
Me too.
I punched you in the face.
Was that the last rap battle?
Yeah.
There was a battle. There was a battle.
We were doing a music video, and I asked Micah to come through, and he was gracious enough to come through and help me like a fight choreography. And during one of the takes, I punched him, and I watched him be like, I need to walk away from you right now.
I'm gonna go stand over there
Please,
far away.
if you need anything, please let me know. Like, don't kill me.
Yeah, it was out of love. But no, I was doing a show called Mob City with Ed Burns, if you're familiar. A really, tough New York guy, and we were a bunch of mobsters in a car, and the scene is I'm supposed to do a hit on this guy, but I'm like chickening out, and so he's supposed to turn around and punch me in the nose. It's a really hilarious scene, actually.
Sounds really funny.
It is funny. And so, when they're shooting profile first, so from the side, and they're like, punch to the right of his face. So it kind of looks, you don't want to hit the person, so you punch to the right. Okay, we got that shot, all is well. And now we're going to move to shooting over his shoulder. So punch at me, but stop like here, so it's going to be far away, right? So we did that all as well. Now then we're going to shoot another shot where now he doesn't really need to be close at all. And I guess he mixed up the two and just went right at my face and punched me in the nose. And a little blood, but I was in the moment. I also had a bandage on my nose. It was all fine, but Ed Burns technically still owes me a bottle of very expensive bourbon. So if you guys
And a nose job.
He knows Ed
and
Burns.
a nose job.
Let him know.
And the rest of the show, I actually did have a fake broken nose, so it was like nobody cared. Nobody cared.
Wow.
But that was fun. It was like Ed Burns punched me in the nose. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
What a great question.
Chris hits harder.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Chris hits harder.
Really?
I broke my foot on kicking it. Yeah.
You broke your foot?
Yeah.
Kicked it too hard.
Did you kick
Kicked it too hard. No, I was doing this flip. Someone was like, this weird thing where I
Do
could
it.
do like this trick.
Do it.
And I missed it and landed at the side of my foot on the ground. And yeah,
Is that a
broke it.
skateboarding show?
No,
What is it? I don't know.
Karate. It was like a martial arts show. It was a sitcom with martial arts. Just check it out. It's pretty good. I liked
I'm
it.
gonna.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that is all the time we have. Thank you so much. Great questions. Appreciate you all. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
We'll see you later.
Tip your bartenders.
We'll see you in